So this chapter is on 2A, metric measures. We will be talking about the metric system. So if you want to test your knowledge on metric measures before you do this before you do this presentation, you can try out this Kahoot. In this chapter, you'll learn about the system of basic metric conversions and how to do conversions. So first basic. When we talk about measurement, we measure three things. We always measure mass, and in the metrics, you use grams. Milligrams, kilograms, something grams. When we want to measure something long, distance, height, the pitch, the football pitch, how tall you are, the length of your finger, we use meters. So kilometers, millimeters, centimeters. When we want to talk about liquid, how much liquid is in a bottle, how much liquid we need to pour into our cookies, we need to use liters. So milliliters, sometimes when you go to the store, you see it as centiliters. And so let's move on to the next part. So this is the metric conversion staircase. You have milli, centa, deca, and this is just itself, grams, meters, liters. Deca, hecto, and kilo. You would use, for example, milli, and then add grams to it in order to talk about mass. You might use milli and add meters to it to talk about distance or length. You might use milli and add liters to it to talk about the amount of liquid in a cup. So you use these in front of these three labels here to help you decide, are you measuring liquid, distance, or weight? So let's talk about how it works. Say, for example, I have 1,000 millimeters of length. Now, to convert it to centimeters, it's going to be, because I know that there is 100 millimeters in 1 centimeter, I know that this is going to be 100. And then as I keep going up, I'm going to divide by 10. Now, when I hit 1, when I do 1 divided by 10, remember, that's the same thing as taking that imaginary decimal behind the whole number and moving it one spot to the left. So deca, 1 meter is the same as saying 0.1 decameters. And then we keep moving that decimal, 0.01. Then to kilometers would be 0.001. So 1,000 millimeters is the same as saying 0.001 kilometers. So basically, here's the point. When we're doing conversions, as you go up the ladder, you divide by 10 for each step. Divide by 10, 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 divide by 10. If I'm making a jump from milliliters to deciliters, divide by 100 because it's 10 twice. Now, when we go the other way, you have to multiply by 10 each time. So if I'm going from, for example, grams to milligrams, I'm going to multiply it by 10 once, 10 twice, 10 thrice. So I'm really multiplying by 1,000. So just basically know that when you go to a higher unit of measure, you have to divide by 10. When you're going the to a smaller unit of measure, you're timesing by 10 each time. But here's another way to think about it. You can memorize the conversions and work with them. We know 1 centimeter is the same as 10 millimeters. Take a look at your ruler. If you've ever seen a meter stick, we know that 1 meter is the same as saying 100 centimeters on that meter stick. And that's the same as saying 1,000 millimeters, because in between each of those little lines of centimeters from 1 to 2, there's 10 little lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 1 meter in 100 centimeters, and there's in 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters. Now here's something a little different. In kilogram, there's 1,000 grams, but we have to know 1 ton. 1 ton is the same as 1,000 kilograms. Then 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, and 1 liter is 100 centiliters. So either you choose to understand how the system works, or memorize these to help you, which will help you in the long run as well. And here's just some context. A paper clip weighs about half of a gram. So if anyone ever tells you, oh, paper clip weighs a kilogram, that's false. There's no way. A bag of sugar weighs 1 kilogram. A small car weighs about 1 ton, which is 1,000 kilograms. A teaspoon holds 5 milliliters. So a teaspoon will not hold 1 liter. Keep that in mind. A can of drink holds 33 centiliters. And finally, a carton of fruit juice holds 1 liter. So if anyone ever says, hey, that teaspoon holds 1 liter, that can't be true unless it's a gigantic spoon. So let's do these conversions. If you know what to do, pause. If you're not sure what to do, go ahead and just watch for a moment. So I want to convert these measurements to the units in the brackets. So 4,500 kilograms to grams. So since I'm going from kilograms to grams, I know that I'm going from bigger unit to smaller unit, which means I need to multiply. Now on the step ladder, I know I have to go kilograms, 2 more spaces, and then I hit the grams. So that means I have to go once, 2 times, 3 times. I have to multiply by 1,000. So, and because I know that there's 1,000 grams in a kilogram, I have to now multiply. So 4,500 times 1,000 will give me 45 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Which means this is 4,500,000 grams. I'll do E as an example. I'm converting 2,345 kilograms into centimeters. In this case, I have to go down to centimeters, right? So again, I already know there's 1,000 in meters, and then I have to go 2 more. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means it will be 2, 3, 4, 5 with 5 zeros, which is 234,500,000 centimeters. At this time, pause and see what happens. Okay, let's continue. So we are converting 34,000 meters into centimeters. We know that we have to multiply this by 100. So this will make 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So 3,400,000 centimeters. We are converting 234 centimeters into millimeters. So that means we have to multiply by 10. So that makes 2,340 millimeters. We are converting 35 meters into millimeters. So we know we have to multiply this by 1,000, which is 35123 millimeters. For F, we're converting millimeters to centimeters. So since we're going the opposite direction, we know we have to divide by 10. So that means we move our decimal whenever we divide and we have to deal with a decimal, you always move your decimal to the left. Anytime we're multiplying, you always move your decimal to the right. So we move the decimal to the left, and so your answer should be 3.45 centimeters. We're converting centimeters to meters. That means we have to divide by 100. So we'll move our decimal 2 times. So once, twice, fill in the gap. And so your answer should be 0.0079 meters. We're converting meters to kilometers, so we know we have to divide by 1,000. So let's move that decimal. 3 zeros means 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Fill in the gaps. So that means this answer should be 0.000 13 kilometers. I did not realize there's a 1 there. And then finally, we're converting centimeters to kilometers. So we have to divide by 10,000. So that means from the imaginary decimal in the back, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, fill in the gaps. So your answer would be 0.00023 kilometers. These are some major numbers here, but if you understand the basic concept, then you should understand conversion. So, good luck. Enjoy.